Okay! I guess I'm the only one on this one.
All right, clap it. Yeah. Welcome back, all you Dr. Kid Inspect fanboys. At the very beginning of this, I'm going to just call you a
Beta!
I can't believe you actually came back. Shout out to you guys for the last video. Obviously, I had to do another follow-up video to get a measly 3,000 views. Of course, I got to come back and support this claims. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thought it? Me calling a person who inappropriately messaged a minor, admitted it to it in a Twitter thread. Who would have thought I would have been the bad guy? Who would have thunk it? You know? Mr. Two-Time can't stay faithful to his wife. He would definitely be ready to fight if I try to have an inappropriate conversation with his daughter. And just for the record, for all you people that are saying inappropriate conversations can be anything, shut up. I'm going to do something inappropriate to you if you don't stop acting dumb, because you're trying to defend a pedophile. Let's just keep it frank. He's talking inappropriately to a minor with a ring on his finger. He's wrong on so many levels, but this is a free country. You're allowed, well, it's a free country almost. You're almost allowed to support and do whatever you want. But what happens? What happens when the life you think you're projecting on everyone, they don't accept it? What happens when the world sees you as a PDF file, but you don't believe you're one? Which reality will you start to grasp onto? Because Dr. Kid Inspect can put his whole entire chat on subs only for the next 13 weeks. You have to have been subbed for at least 13 weeks to talk in there. And shout out to the few people in there still giving him the business. Shout out to the people in there still giving him the business. You can create your own echo chamber. You're more than welcome to do that. But when you step outside your door, when you put yourself within reach of being touched by the people, oh, the people gonna touch you. I'm gonna put hands on you. Any chance I get, I'm gonna do it. And I'm not doing it because I have some vendetta or I'm out here to find every kid inspector. No. I'm doing it, obviously, for the views. Come on now, I'm a shill.
Get down!
Look at me. I'm a left-leaning big boy. Look at chest move. Free my boy, free little bro. Yeah, I'm an amalgamation that you can't really handle, and I really appreciate you guys coming here. But I'm not going to hold you, because in today's news, we found out that DeadLock, which I think is the new Valve game, never heard of it, never plan on playing it, doesn't look like my cup of tea. But why am I talking about DeadLock? Why is it a focus of mine today? Well, apparently, Dr. Kid Inspect was identified. He was basically stream sniped and identified as being someone in the party with him. The party all collectively left the fight, leaving him to do a 5v1. And I gotta say, those secure walls you live in over there aren't going to protect you on the internet, because the internet's undefeated. And when the internet's decided that you a mark, they're going to mark your ass. But let's dig deep into it. And of course, I painstakingly watched. I didn't watch the 5-hour live stream. I just skimmed to the part where it looked like it was lined up. I'm a video editor. I can find these things. But let's see what Esports Illustrated. Esports Illustrated? I'm about to sound like a boomer right now when I say, give me back my old Sports Illustrated. Give me the inappropriate swimwear. You guys are mad because I'm dressed like Winnie the Pooh, and if I stood up, I'd be demonetized like Dr. Kid Inspect is right now on YouTube. But I'm not. Boom. It's so easy to troll. It's so easy to troll, you guys. Let's get into it. Entire team quits Dr. Disrespect's first DeadLock game. Okay, so this is a little bit of fake news. It wasn't the first DeadLock match. I think it was the third. Dr. Kid Inspect didn't have a good time playing DeadLock today. Earlier today, the two-time announced that he'd be streaming DeadLock, Valve's hero shooter/MOBA. The playtest has been getting rave reviews, so Doc felt it made sense to check it out. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. So apparently, I think, and I'm not sure if he was invited to playtest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was invited to playtest, but he did have nice things to say about the game at the end of the stream. But he very much so ended playing DeadLock after this event happened. He started, and I'll point out two specific things that happened that really made it very clear that people were trolling, because the counter narrative that I know people are going to say is, oh, it's playtest, the stream connections are bad, connections are bad, connections are bad. There's going to be an exact moment where I play that that you'll see where one of the players basically identifies that this is Dr. Kid Inspect, and you'll start to see them drop off like flies. It's pretty wild, actually. On September 11th, Dr. Kid Inspect started up the game and completed the required tutorial. He then tried out a few different heroes in bot matches. Once he felt he got the hang of it, future of multiplayer gaming, he jumped into a real match. So we'll get into this is the exact scene, and this screenshot is legendary. And what you got to pay attention to, and it might be hard to see, is the red disconnects. Dr. Kid Inspect is the blue-haired individual, and that's the blue-haired individual right here. And it's a 6v1 against Dr. Kid Inspect. They've all left the game. They've all left the game. That's the image we're looking for. But let's see what we can ascertain from the actual match. It's gonna come up here. Boom, right here. So pay attention to the dude that runs up on Dr. Kid Inspect and circles around him several times. Notice he also doesn't fire. He doesn't fire a weapon. He or she doesn't fire a weapon. They just circle around Dr. Kid Inspect and then fall out of frame. And then also notice up here in the corner, this person, which was that individual, will drop out. Will drop out of the match. So it's gonna happen real quick, but you'll see it. Here's the circling. Now pay attention to that icon in the up top right corner.
What?
Boom. And the disconnect right there. So as soon as they died, they disconnected. And I have to say, good on them. But remember, this is a 6v6, so we're gonna see when every other person drops off the map, just to get a better understanding of how quickly they make understanding, and just to see when he realizes how long it takes him in character to realize he's being trolled.
I'm here. I'm here.
This looks like, isn't it called Valorant? And notice, no one on the other team is going to get disconnected. It's not like people die multiple times on the other team. But either they jump out of Dr. Disrespect's match, or when they die, they don't return back. So I just want to see it happen in real time. There goes the second person. So the second person has been disconnected. They died before that happened. Hold on. So they didn't die. They dropped out. So this person didn't die. The timer didn't start for them to start counting. That's actually incredible. So he is banned. He is banned from making monetization. He can't make money, but he can still stream. He hasn't been permanent banned. He gets to reapply on the 25th of this month. So there goes the third person. Hold on. Let's see. Did they die?
What?
Yeah, they died, and then they immediately disconnected. So now that's 3 people disconnected. So it's a 3v3. 3v3. I mean, 3 people left.
That was stupid of me.
And it's not like something crashed or the game didn't stop working. Doc died at least twice. He's not very good. It must be a skill issue. Clearly a skill issue.
Beta!
There goes the 4th person dropping off. And he hasn't, it hasn't dawned on him yet. And even his chat is saying, leave the match. Your team is leaving you. What? Why don't you leave? So people in his chat are started figuring out. Let's see when that 5th person leaves. And people in his chat are noticing everyone in your team is left. Your team already quit.
Destroyed.
There's a fight in this lane. I like it. Dude, her reload is...
Need some elevation. I make my own opportunities.
Okay, the 6th person is down, but let's see if they come back. And the 6th person now disconnects. So now it's 1v5. So let's see how long it takes him. 1v6. Let's see how long it takes him to realize he's in here by himself.
Let's go.
Because he's playing with bots right now. The bots are who he's playing with.
They're not even going to hear the bullet that kills them. Get the drop on them.
Okay! I guess I'm the only one on this one.
So he's starting.
Rate. Okay.
He hasn't realized it yet. He still keeps going back to the match.
Our yellow walker has been defeated.
Yeah, he still keeps going back. So it hasn't dawned on him yet. Yeah, people are quitting games because they're starting to see him.
Huh?
Our orange guardian has been destroyed.
But this is the joke in it. He now knows that it is a 1v5. He probably also understands subconsciously, like, oh, people left the match. People left the fucking match. And if he leaves, like, there's so many ways he could have played this off, but his ego won't let him just admit that people probably are making him the butt of a joke. Or maybe everyone in the in the queue was a minor, and they just didn't want to risk it, But he should have dropped out here and just taken the L. But he keeps playing. He keeps playing because if he leaves, then he's going to acknowledge that people did that to him on purpose. And it's the lowest form of como se dice, of denial. So, and I believe this is his second game. If my memory serves me correctly. Yes. This was his second game. So by the second game, people had figured out, like, basically watching his stream, where he was. But he won't admit to it. But people in the chat can tell. And it's hilarious to see that. They're telling him, Doc, back out. Get a new team, Doc, back out.
Taking flight.
Like, could you imagine? You think you're about to 1v6 a whole squad?
Stay right there.
Can they reconnect or no?
Can they reconnect? You dumbass, they left.
Right, let's go, boom.
Oh. Can they reconnect? Oh, look at him.
I was wondering, like, why does it feel like there's no one else?
But that was the clip. I don't believe it happens again after that. Yeah, it doesn't happen afterwards. But I just that's a W. That's a W for DeadLock community rallying behind each other and really putting some exposing him for who he's worth, and basically reaffirming or confirming that whole this isn't going away. And I'm just I wrote down some notes here just very quickly about this is why he's going to be cooked. This in turn is why he's going to be cooked forever. It's because no one's going to want to affiliate with you. This isn't going away. Anytime, anywhere you go, anyone who wants to affiliate or collaborate with you, they're going to be asked the question, why are you messing with the PDF file? And no one wants to answer that question. I don't care if it was my brother, father, mother, who wants to be asked that question. And people who want to affiliate with him will have the capacity to answer that question. 2, another reason why he's guilty or he's probably in the wrong, none of his old friends came back. Where's Tim the Tap Man? I'm going to snap. I posted this picture on Twitter where there are literally, I counted probably 6 or 7 pictures of Tim the Tap Man on the front page of Dr. Kid Inspect's page. And I'm just saying, Tim the Tap Man, you made a statement publicly saying you are distancing yourself from him because of his actions and behavior. Why are you still on his front page? Why are you getting him attention, views, and clicks? I would definitely send some type of documentation stating you can't use my likeness. A PDF file can't use my likeness. I think that's an appropriate thing. I don't think that's asking too much. But even people I don't necessarily agree with. For example, the great father who wants to protect his kids from transgenderism, Nick Merckx, has had a hard time adjusting or welcoming him back.
And my Instagram DMs and YouTube comments saying, Nick, you're a terrible friend. You should have stuck by this guy when he needed you. You, Tim, Z-Laner, you guys made a huge mistake. You should have waited for the facts. You should have called him and talked to him. Look, we had a short, quick conversation. He sent a text to the boys and I, and he apologized for us ever being dragged into this. And it pretty much ended right there. That same day, he had put out his tweet. And in that tweet, he had admitted to sending inappropriate text or whatever to a minor.
That's Nick Merckx saying it. There are 500 comments in my last video saying he didn't have inappropriate conversations. Can you prove it? Can you prove it? And it's just like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can't make fun of this person. They have a disability. They can't read. They're illiterate.
Dynamite, dynamite.
Am I a bully if I correct you? But then again, I'm also wondering, are these children? I don't want to say something inappropriate, like, hey, dumbass. Paragraph 5, line 3. Read it out loud for the class. Me and Nick Merckx do not see eye to eye. I think he's a disgusting, transphobic douchebag. But here I am, giving the one lame duck his fucking bread.
Minor. Those were his words. Not mine, not Tim's, not whoever. Now, he later deleted this tweet. Personally, I don't think it changes much. And I understand that he feels the need to defend himself. I know a lot of people are coming at him. And I know his premise and what he's dying on is that what he did was not illegal. And look, I get that. But at the end of the day, you messaged a minor and it was inappropriate. For me, this is not about legality. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, man. I don't want to talk too much shit about this guy. I give it as good as I get it. A lot of people were coming at me yesterday on Twitter, so I called him a bad word. But I want to be honest, man. Him doing what he did, I think he was being that. Late 30s, you got a kid, a wife, and you're doing stuff 40s. Like that, man. My morals, my understanding of the situation is I firmly believe that he was wrong. I don't care if he didn't break any laws. I don't care if a judge found him guilty or not. He admitted to it. We know enough that there was at least a conversation going on. We also know that he admitted to cheating on his wife. You can put 2 and 2 together. Now, as far as the Twitch...
Look, that's all I really needed. Look, you can be mad at me all you want, and you could say I'm a shill for kicking a dude while he's down. I would A-Town stomp his ass. All the pause needed. Yeah, that's what I do. I report the news, and when there's a bad guy, I talk about it. That's what I'm good at. But yeah, he's being exposed. He's being exposed for the lackluster monster he is, and once again, he won't be able to get away from this. He won't be able to collaborate with people. His friends haven't come back to him. And then the last thing is, there's one person in particular. I think that could clear this all up. And surprisingly, it's not Dr. Kid Inspect. It's also not the victim in this circumstance. They can't clear this up. There's one person I want to hear their thoughts and opinions on this. And that person is Dr. Kid Inspect's wife. It's weird that she didn't I think it's kind of weird that Dr. Kid Inspect's wife hasn't made a statement. I mean, he said she forgives him and she didn't see anything wrong with it, but Dr. Kid Inspect lies. He lies. That's what he does. That's what he's been doing. Shoot, all of this technically was a lie. He pretended to be a PDF file to troll the news. Could you imagine being so desperate for attention, clicks, and views that you would lie about being a PDF in today's day and age? Feel every piece of this L. Like I said, I am more interested in understanding your infatuation with defending this guy. What has he done for you that makes you feel you owe him anything? Like, why do you feel the need to scour the internet to find people who are talking bad about your "Give me back my doc"? Why? What's wrong with you? You weren't hugged enough? You weren't loved enough? Your dad took you hunting when all you really wanted to do was, sit down and talk about botany? Never felt comfortable wearing a Sailor Moon shirt or some shit like that? Like, what happened? Talk to Big Brother Hero. I got you guys, man. Y'all need a real hero, and I'm here for it. What up, soul? What up, soul? Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, catch me on the other side.